We have another game to play today as we head back to Cape Burness in the studio.
Alongside David Sanchez, Matt Dunnigan, Milt Siegel, Jim Barker, Paul Lapalisse standing by as well. And as Rod just mentioned, it will be the Montreal Alouettes and the Toronto Argonauts once again in the Eastern Final. Should be a fantastic game. Was a phenomenal game by Shawn Lemon. And I love when players say something like, I'm going to sack whoever is in the game. He did just that. He was sensational. We will give some love to Montreal in just a moment. But right now, we have to go back to the decision of quarterback for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Started with Matthew Shiltz. It was 6:38 left in the fourth quarter. In comes Bo Levi Mitchell, and they were down by 12, and it really was an unwinnable situation for Bo. But with their thoughts on that, let's go over to Lapo and JB. And just obviously for Bo, that's not the way you want to end it, but for Shiltz as well, too. I mean, he never really could get anything going in this game.
Yeah, it was at halftime. I felt like if you're going to do what you did in the first quarter, then Shiltz should stay in. If you're going to do things you did in the second quarter, you probably need to go to Bo Levi. So as it turned out, as it played out, they tried to run the ball, but then they got behind farther, and they ended up, Bo Levi maybe should have come in a few series earlier. I know the sack that took him out of field goal range was a huge play. But again, Lapo, it's a tough decision. It's a tough situation for Bo Levi with those young tackles in there against those guys rushing the passer when you know you're going to throw the ball. So it was a tough situation, and again, not a great way for the season to end for him.
Yeah, and I thought that after Matthew Shiltz struggled on second and long, and then like you said, when he took the sack that caused a very long field goal. But after that, it was 17-12, 5-point game with 11 minutes left. You might have seen Bo Levi Mitchell if the defense got a 2-and-out. But hats off to Montreal. They had a 7-play drive, took 4 minutes off the clock, and scored a touchdown. Once they did that, that put Bo Levi Mitchell's opportunities to, like you said, young tackles. You're going to have to throw it every time. So I thought kind of the quarterback struggled, but also the Hamilton defense struggled at times, and so did the special teams. They didn't create any explosives to help this Hamilton offense. Yeah.
I think overall, too, that's kind of the theme. It was all three phases that were struggling when it came to the Hamilton Tiger Cats. As we take a look at Matthew Shiltz's stats in this game, 13-23, he had 144 yards in the air. He had that one pick, carried the ball 4 times, and we talked about him using his legs before the game. He did at times, but it really didn't seem like he was getting anything else around him. At halftime, Matty, you said that you want to see him continue to play. He did, but the whole team struggled in this one.
Yeah, it wasn't so much the Hamilton offense and Scott Mlinovich and what he was trying to get accomplished. It was the Montreal defense that was dictated this football game. And I really believe, and it's hard to second guess, but from a quarterback's perspective, just get me in the game. And if I'm Bo Levi Mitchell, we know his pedigree. He just wants to compete and go out there and show it. I just don't know if he still has it in the tank. And he went for 4 in the pick, in an unwinnable situation late when Montreal was pinning their ears back. So it was one of those situations you can second guess till you're blue in the face, but it's not going to happen, not going to help anything. That football team was outmatched today by the Montreal defense. And what we saw offensively with Montreal, Kate, I can tell you, was their blueprint for success from the beginning of the football season. Pound the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10, and they did that. 18 out of 29 first down attempts, they ran the football. William Stanback, just under 100 yards. He had a couple big runs in the second half, broke it open. To me, that's the difference.